everyone. Thank you for looking in at my video. I thought what I would do is give you a demonstration on how I pack my backpack every night or every morning as I'm getting ready to hike out. Today's Wednesday, August 6th, and tomorrow I'll be flying to San Francisco with another good friend from Rock Hill, South Carolina, Tom Clinton. He's gonna hike with me for about 2 weeks, and we're gonna start our hike on the Golden Gate Bridge Saturday morning. Now, at the end of 2 weeks of hiking, Tom's gonna be heading back home because he's a partner in a Ford dealership there, and he's got a young family, and he's still working every day. My intentions are to just continue hiking for as long as I can. I would like to be able to hike all the way back to Georgia through Macon and eventually into Dublin, Georgia. Thought it would be pretty neat to be able to say a hike from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Herschel Lovett Bridge in Dublin, but we'll just wait and see. If I don't get any further than the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, that's okay too. I'm 5 years older than I was when I hiked the Appalachian Trail. My health is still good. I need to lose a few pounds, or probably a lot of pounds, but still I'm going to make the effort and see how it works out. Since I'm doing the hike for myself, I'm also going to try to help raise some awareness and some money for a good grassroots nonprofit out of Macon called Jay's Hope. They are a fine organization. You really need to Google Jay's Hope to see what all they do to help kids with cancer. They help the families in a lot of different ways by providing financial support as far as gasoline, food, motel expenses, as well as some other services for the family during these trying times. So check them out and see what they're about, and hopefully we can raise a little bit of money for them. Well, to begin with, I'm going to show you how I do load up my backpack every night. I have an Osprey, which is a 60-liter. It's an internal backpack. It doesn't have any external frames, which seems to be what 90% of most everyone use. In the very beginning, what you do when you're loading up the interior of your backpack, which is really your home, is you put your flooring in first. And I just realized a while ago that I don't have my ground flooring, which is usually a sheet of Tyvek. You simply put it on the ground every night, and then you put your tent on top of that. So if the ground is wet, or if you have some rain during the night, it just doesn't affect the bottom of the tent. So, but I'll pick up a sheet before I head out. Once you get the Tyvek in there, the next thing that you put in, I forgot to take it out, go ahead and do that, is your sleeping mattress or your pad. When I did the first hike back in 2009, I used a Thermarest, which was a 1.5 inch sleeping pad, and it was not as comfortable as I liked. I sleep on my side a lot, and I thought I needed a little bit more comfort and thickness. So I went and purchased a big Agnes sleeping pad. It's 2.5 inches. It's inflatable. It does take about 50 or 60 puffs to get it blown up. That's okay. But once it's up and you put it in on the inside the tent and you lay down on it, it's about like laying in a waterbed. So anyway, that's the second thing that goes in after your flooring. And you put it in the bottom of the tent. Now the next thing that you put in there is your sleeping bag. And I'll show you real quickly. I meant to have taken this already out and I forgot. I have a Western Mountaineer Versalite bag that I bought back in 2009 from Neil's Gap up around Blairsville, Georgia. Mountain Crossing is the name of the outfitter. But this bag is probably the most expensive thing that I've purchased. And I wouldn't take anything for it. Whereas I am pretty conscious about the money I spend on stuff like this. I didn't take any shortcuts. This bag's about $500. It's just really light. It's a down bag, $750, and I have slept in weather down to 15 degrees. and I slept comfortable. In fact, during the night, you have to unzip it because you just get so warm. But the bag is kept in a dry sack. Has a vacuum compression sack, and what you do, as large as it is, you wonder if it'll go in this little bag, but it's easy to get in there. And I'll show you real quickly, so just bear with me. Do this every morning. Put your bed back in its place. Some of these bags you buy in Walmart and some of the other stores, they're really heavy bags. They look like they're very warm, but they don't even come close to comparing to what this bag is. I don't think I'm going to need this bag down to 10 degrees, not coming out of California, but I'm sure there'll be some cool nights, and if I don't do anything to sleep on top of it, that's okay. Okay. And once you get the bag in there, you push it down really tight, and then you fold it over and you try to get the air out of it. So you fold it over a couple times, and you push it back down, and the air is escaping, is coming out. You can do that 2 or 3 times, but for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and close it. And then you lock it, and it's done. So really small, very light, doesn't take up much room. And I'll take it, and it goes on top of my sleeping pad. Now the next thing that I put in after my sleeping bag are my tent poles. Now this is a one-piece construction. It's a collapsible pole. It simply joins together, has a retractable system to it. It takes about maybe 10 minutes at the very most to have your tent up to where you can crawl inside. So it's an easy process. So you take your tent poles and you slide them down on the side like this. And then the next thing I do is I get my tent. I have an MSR Hubba, and there is a video on my blog about the Hubba. You can see someone putting it together. It's a one-man tent. It has a rain outer wall to it, and then it has some mesh tent, so I can sit there at night and just look up at the stars if I choose to. So I put the tent in next, and then after that, I put in my clothes. Now my clothes, what I normally take, you don't carry a lot of clothes. I carry about 3 pair of shorts, 1 pair of long pants, 2 or 3 shirts, usually dry wick t-shirts, no cotton of any kind. And I carry about 3 or 4 pair of underwear, usually a dry wick material, very thin material, helps prevent chafing. And once I get it all in here, as far as my socks, I carry usually some wool socks. I know that sounds hot, but that's what you carry to ward off the blisters and to keep your feet from sweating so much. So I'll put this in here, and then next, after that, and last that goes in, is my food. And that's enough food right there to last me for about 5 days. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a good bit of food. When you're hiking long distances and over a period of time, what you're really wanting to carry is a lot of freeze-dried type food. In addition to that, you want to carry something like little foil packs of Spam or tuna. I always carry a jar of PB&J peanut butter and jelly, already mixed together. Very good, tasty, gives you plenty of energy. And then on the top of that, I will splurge every now and then. I normally don't do this, but at Walmart and some of your sporting good areas, in Walmart it isn't a sporting good area, but some of your sporting stores like Academy, Bass Pro Shop, you can buy these Mountain House dinners. Mountain House makes a really good product. You can get a variety. You can get lasagna with meat sauce, you can get chili macs, you can get macaroni and cheese, you can get beef stew. One of my other favorites is beef stroganoff, and spaghetti. You can get spaghetti, and it's a very easy process to do. Once you get ready to cook it at night, all you do is you light up your cooking system, which is my Jetboil. I use a little Jetboil stove, and I'll just show you real briefly how to do that. It has a little canister for propane, and then I just take this and put it on here like that, and pour more water into it. Put about 2 cups of water, and within 3 to 4 minutes max, I'll have the water boiling. And once the water is boiling, then I'll take 2 cups of it, sometimes 1.5, and I'll rip off the top of this bag, and I'll pour the water into it, and I'll stir it up a little bit, and then I zip it back. And I'll set it aside for 8 or 9 minutes. Open it back up in about 8 or 9 minutes. I stir it up again, and I enjoy a really good meal. In fact, I'm telling you, you're going to think you're sitting at Olive Garden or Carrabba's or one of these places when you eat one of these Italian-type meals like the lasagna. Well, I guess if you're walking 15 to 20 miles in a day, most anything's going to taste good at the end of the day. But seriously, this is a good product, and I highly recommend it. And no, I'm not endorsing it for free. Okay, so now I'll take my food and put it back in there. Okay. Now that's got the interior contents filled up. You want to keep your backpack, if you possibly can, including the water, it's somewhere around 30 pounds. Lighter is better, but depends on how much food you're going to take and whether or not you can do without the clothes. So once I get that in there, I shut it. Now I've got a lid that goes over the top of my backpack, and it has a compartment inside of it. And what I do is I'll take it and pull it over, and then I have straps on this side that I can lock it in place, as I do over here. Okay, but inside of here, as I mentioned, there's a little compartment. I can keep snacks in there. I keep my phone in there, camera, just anything else. But there's some other compartments on the side that I can also utilize for things that I want to get to pretty quickly. I carry about 2 liters of water hanging on the outside, and if I can't get to fresh water, I have to get something out of a stream. Naturally, I'm going to purify it, and I use Aquamire, and I carry it right in here, part A, part B. So chemical doesn't alter the taste of the water at all. It takes about maybe 15 minutes to get the water purified. Very easy process to use. Also keep on the outside my headlamp. Won't be doing a lot of hiking at night, but occasionally I will, so I'll have it. And also when I'm in my tent, I want to do a little bit of reading before I go to bed. But in hiking, a hiker's midnight is usually when the light goes out, or the sun goes down, because that's when you usually start getting ready to go to sleep. Besides, you're usually pretty tired. I also have on here, I don't know how that fell off, but I also have on here a GPS device, which is a spot. At the end of each day, I'll click OK on it, and it'll transmit a signal. And it'll let those people who are interested in knowing where I am each day look on my blog and actually follow me and find out where I am. I splurged and I bought a neat little device here. It's just threw my money away, I think. I don't know what purpose it's going to serve, but I've got it in case I need it for something. Okay, and I've got a bandana on the outside to wipe away any perspiration. Can't think of anything else I need to tell you. Oh, I've got a pair of, I know one thing I forgot. Let me get it real quickly. hold on, don't go anywhere. Let's see. There we go. I went and bought, so I have some shoes to wear at night because I normally wear my hiking shoes, which is really a low-cut trail runner, and I use Keens. Keens went through about 4 pair hiking the Appalachian Trail and get about 500, 600 miles out of a pair. I like them very well. So I'll wear these, but at nighttime you want to take those off, and I went and bought some imitation Crocs from Kmart for, I think, $9. So I'll wear these at night when I'm sitting around a camp or if I'm in a motel. And I'll occasionally stay in a motel. There are going to be times that we're going to be tenting. There may be a time we'll be sleeping under a bridge. Hopefully there'll be some people out there that'll be generous enough to offer us a chance to stay in their place overnight. So we'll just have to wait and see. Don't set my sights real high, so when those moments come, they're really appreciated. Okay, I can't think of anything else that I want to tell you. I've got my first aid stuff up here. I've got my cell phone. I've got my camera, a GPS device as far as electronics. I'm contemplating on whether or not I'm going to take my tablet with me. I'd like to have it, but the weight's a concern. And I've also bought a Booyah. A Booyah is a stroller that I bought. I had it shipped to California, and it arrived in California on Tuesday, so it's there. It's just a little jogging stroller with a 12-inch swivel front wheel and then 2 19-inch wheels on the back that I can actually load up and push it instead of wearing my backpack on my back, because there are going to be some areas that I'm going to get into that I'm going to have to go several days probably without having access to water like I would want. And I'm going to have to be carrying some additional water. You certainly can't carry that much water on your back. So the stroller is going to be nice for it. Besides, there are a lot of other people that have already done it. I've talked with many of them. I've read their stories and their blogs, and you just take that stroller and push it, and you can load down a whole lot more water and even some other items if you choose. You may get stopped every now and then when you're out there and it's 100 degrees and you're in the middle of nowhere and somebody thinks you got a little baby in that stroller. So, but I can have some fun with that if I don't go to jail. All right, thank you for watching.